going on YouTube? Today is just going to be a simple video. Just doing some maintenance on the car here. I'm going to show you how to clean your air filter. This one's going to be a K&N style air filter, so it is an oiled air filter. Not really here for a debate on whether or not a dry filter or an oil filter is better, but you know, to each their own. I'm just going to show you how to clean this one real quick. What you need is a degreaser and the air filter oil. So K&N does sell a kit and it comes together just like this with the cleaner and the oil. If you have the oil but you don't have the cleaner, you can just use a degreaser. Simple Green works great. So usually if you just get the Simple Green in a bucket and you can mix it with, or in the jug and you mix it with some water, and you can do this as well. So let's just first things first is you want to remove your air filter from your vehicle. Every vehicle is unique, so I skipped that portion just to get the air filter out. So the next thing we're going to do is just simply spray our cleaner all over our air filter. We're going to want to spray inside as well. Okay. We're going to want to let this soak for a few minutes, but the main thing is you don't want it to dry on the air filter. So we'll come back to this in a few minutes. I'll take it out of the sun so it doesn't evaporate too quickly. So after this has had a few minutes to sit without drying, we're actually going to use a bucket of water. You don't want to use pressurized water or anything like that to spray into this, because what's going to happen is you'll end up tearing up the fibers of the air filter and it's not going to be as efficient. So a bucket of water is going to be your best option. The next thing that you do want to worry about is when you're dunking this in and out, you don't want to let the dirty water flow over into the inside of your air filter, because then you're going to catch the debris on the inside of your filter and that gets dirt into your car. So we're just going to let the water run in and out of the filter itself. Wow, look at that. Looking much better already. I think I'm going to clean this again one more time just to make sure I got all the bad stuff out of there. Okay, I've sprayed the filter down with some more degreaser here. Let it sit for a few minutes. Let's give it a second rinse. Man, still a lot of dirt in there. And again, we're being careful not to let the water go in the top here, so I only have enough water to go to about the top of the fins here. That's already looking a lot better. Okay, I have not sprayed any more degreaser on this. I'm just doing this so we can get the rest of the dirt and all the cleaner off. Now, some of you may be asking, you know, why don't we just take a hose and put the hose on the inside and run it out that way? This way, there's no risk of being tempted to put your thumb over the hose and spray a little harder. This is just really gentle on the filter, so that's why I do it this way. And already right there you can see the water's coming out clear. Much better. Maybe I'll give it one more rinse and just make sure all the dirt's out. So this is going to be our second rinse. So the fourth time the filter's gone on the water total, but we did 2 washes. I'm sorry, third rinse. This is our third rinse. So 2 times with cleaner, and we did 3 times with no cleaner just to make sure all the cleaner's off and all the debris out. And I'm going to be satisfied with how clean that is. Now I'm going to show you how to dry this thing quick. Most people will then take the filter and just sit it out there and wait a few hours to let this dry. This isn't going to make it instantly dry, but you're not supposed to use compressed air or anything to blow on this. Again, you'll damage the fibers. So what we're going to do is just spin the filter. There it is. And there you have it. A lot of water has sprayed off. Now you can just set this out in the sun, let it dry for a little bit, and it's gonna go a little bit quicker for you. Now once your air filter is dry, you just want to get some of your K&N oil and then spray it on there. You want to do even coats, just to coat each rib here, but you don't want to soak it, so try not to overdo it. It does come out in a red tint, so you can see where you did spray already. And there you have it. Let's get this thing put back in the car. Before we get in the car, I'm just going to clean up a little bit of the overspray across the top here and across the bottom. So the main thing is, when you're cleaning your air filter, you don't want to rush the process. You want to make sure you have time to do it, because you don't want to put your air filter back on when it's wet. You don't want to try and oil it when it's wet, because oil and water don't get along. And it's a rather simple maintenance. So many of you may also say, why don't you just use the K&N cleaning solvent, whatever, every single time? Really, just cleaning this air filter, I went through about 3/4 of that bottle. So you're going to run out of the cleaning solvent before you run out of oil. That's where that simple green comes in. So that's definitely a good alternative. There you have it. Air filter's installed back in the car. Looking much better. It's not black anymore. Now you guys may think this is kind of a silly video, but the thing is, you wouldn't believe how many people neglect simple things like an air filter change or an oil change or anything like that. These are all things that you're going to need to do to maintain the longevity of your vehicle. Not to mention, in a naturally aspirated setup, not so much in a boosted application, but in a naturally aspirated setup, when this is clogged, your car is struggling to suck this air in. Instead of using a big 3-inch intake, it's like trying to suck air in through maybe a straw. And you're just robbing yourself of power. So just doing some basic maintenance with a clean air filter is going to do wonders for your car. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next video.